Hi guys, oh my gosh, hi. I apologize for not being on. I miss you guys. Hold on, let me just let me share my, oh, this hair is wild. Let me share my video to my business pages and I'll explain where I've been. It wasn't anywhere great. You know, it's not like, I'll explain, hold on one second. One sec. If you guys are joining, say hi, where you're from, all that good stuff. Hey Janelle, good to see you. Okay, I'm actually shared. Cool. Guys, I missed you. Guess where I've been? So since Saturday, I have had some type of virus. I don't know what it is. I still kind of have it. I've been eating solid foods for a couple of days now, only one meal per day, and then any other time I've been having yogurt. And as you guys know, if you do know, I'm actually in Cambodia, so I have a feeling it was something that I ate or drank, or you're not supposed to drink the water here. I do drink it when it's in tea or coffee, but it's boiled. I gotta do my research to see if that's okay, to see if that caused it. But I've been having a lot of support, especially from a good friend of mine that is a health coach. Thank goodness for her. That has been trying to help me get through it. So I've been doing a lot of what she was telling me to do, including drinking bottled water, napping, sleeping. You know, my sleep schedule hasn't been the best lately. So ironically, you know, and I asked her this and she said everything is connected, which doesn't surprise me, right? Everything in the universe is connected. So it doesn't surprise me that everything in your body is connected. But basically, the more I slept, the more my digestive system felt. And basically, you know, I've just been feeling a little bit better day by day. Like I said, yogurt, Pepto-Bismol, lots of bottled water, sleep, sleeping with my crystals. Guys, do not underestimate the healing power of crystals. Let me tell you. And I'm going to make a live about that, about healing powers. They are seriously magical, of crystals. And I slept with it on my stomach every single night. And maybe it was the pressure, but, you know, they also give out energy. So they felt, this hair is like crazy. Maybe if I do this. Oh, there we go. If that's all it wanted to do, right? So, hey, Lance. So I have been dealing with that type of virus, whatever kind of a virus it is. But I have been feeling a little bit better, better enough to come on today and talk to you guys about this topic. And I've had a lot of downtime to think about a lot of stuff. So hopefully this resonates. So that's why I've been at MIA, guys. I'm in Cambodia. I have some type of virus. I am getting better. If you guys would love to send me healing vibes, I would definitely receive them. But I am seemingly getting better, which is great. So, moving along. Today I wanted to talk about something that I think, oh, I'm sorry, let me introduce myself. Like, I haven't been on for like 6 days and I forgot how I run these lives. Just in case anybody's new, I know I have a lot of people come on that follow me regularly, but just in case, let me get this right and introduce myself. So, and guys, if these topics resonate with you, please feel free to share my live. That'll be awesome. Okay, so I am an intuitive and spiritual coach. I help people heal through intuition, spirituality, philosophy, universal law, and this is to create emotional freedom and your own personal truth. I also deal with spiritual awakening and empath support. And if you don't know what an empath is, it's somebody that absorbs energy very deeply. It could be very, very difficult to manage everyday life. And I think it's important to have the tools, especially the spiritual tools, to deal with that. And I also do intuitive guidance. I mentioned crystals earlier before. I'm a crystal healer. And I'm also an angel card reader. All the best out there, and definitely feel better soon. All the healing love. Thank you so much. Like, that means so much to me. Thank you so much, Kelvin. That's awesome. Thank you. I will continue to rest. Thanks. Cool. So let me just like that right now because it gave me so much pleasure. Great. Okay, cool. So I had a lot of downtime in the last few days, like I said, guys, and I wanted to talk about something that I've been really, really thinking about. And my backstory is I decided to come out to Southeast Asia to kind of clear my head and travel and work, see the world. I've always been a wanderlust, but mostly to get my head on straight and really focus when I get back to the States. I'm from New York City, and the greatest city in the world. You can travel anywhere, but really there's nowhere like New York City. But, and really refocus my intention on where I want my next steps to be. And the beginning of this year, my word for the year was focus. And that's kind of the whole theme. And I can definitely focus out here, right? I came here by myself. And I really, really came here to get reconnected to myself and something bigger than myself, and really, really reconnect and really figure out what my next moves are. So I started really thinking about all the procrastination that I've been doing in the past couple of years. So briefly, I know I always talk about this, but again, there might be people that are new. I had a spiritual awakening many years ago, about 4.5 years ago at this point, where I was actually, where I was awakened to my gifts. Basically, I figured out I was a healer. That is a non-negotiable. I know that for sure. That is my truth. Which a healer is not someone that heals someone else, but somebody who assists in the healing of an individual with their healing process. And that is who I am, and I am a coach second and teacher mentor third. So those are my second and what do you call third? Tertiary? Is that a thing? I don't know. Maybe. Erica, you're on here. It's like an art thing, right? Secondary, tertiary. I don't know. Anyway, it goes 1, 2, 3. 1 healer, 2 coach, 3 healer mentor. Right? So I got very, very clear. Hey girl, hey. I got very, very clear about, sounds about right. Good. I got very, very clear about who I am. Now, I always teach to my clients as well, is that figuring out, being self-aware of what it is that you want, or what it is that needs to be healed, or whatever it is. Self-awareness is really 50% of the journey, right? So I figured it out. That's 50% of it, right? But the other 50% is action, right? And that's why a lot of people think, have misconceptions about the law of attraction, because 50% is actually believing that it'll happen, right? And doing your manifestations and doing the work every day. Tertiary is right. LOL. Thank you. Thanks, Calvin. You're very helpful on this live today. Thank you so much. Oh gosh, I got so excited I lost my train of thought. So 50% of the battle is figuring it out, and the other 50%, with the law of attraction, 50% is manifesting and doing your affirmations, journaling it, believing that it'll actually happen, and then 50% is actually doing the work. Like, you actually have to take action. The manifestation doesn't just happen, right? You have to actually make actions to that step. Now, that's the thing. What are the actions to take? So that, after all of this happened to me, in my spiritual awakening, I'm like, finally, I've been so confused my whole life of like who I am, what I'm meant to do, etc., etc. but I was never given the how, right? I was told I was going to be a spiritual teacher, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. Some way, somehow I was going to be this spiritual teacher. I still am. I'm still figuring out the path and the journey. But when I look back, like I said earlier, about all the procrastination, I'm wondering why I'm not, making the strides that I really, really want to make. And the first thing that comes across my mind is this. It's not because I don't want to do it, because I know this is my path. It makes me very excited. My intuition explodes, tells me this is it. It's not the actual goal that I want to achieve. That's not the problem. That's not the issue. That's not the block. But the how I was trying to achieve that is kind of the block. And I saw something, I don't know if you guys are Shark Tank fans, but Damon John wrote something about don't change the goal, change the plan. And it's time to change the plan. Now, do I truly believe all procrastination is fear? Yes. But at the same time, what are you so fearful of, right? Because a lot of the times people don't start things because they're afraid of what people are going to think, or they're afraid of failing, or they're afraid of being successful. Guys, guess what? More people are more, and this is true, and I know it sounds like, a little bit out there, but more people are afraid of being successful than they are of failing. And that is 100% true. We are afraid of our own light, and we are afraid of our own success. Now, that could be it. These all fall under fear, right? They're all emotions that are holding us back because of this thing called fear, which isn't even real, right, guys? Give me an amen on that one. But at the end of the day, what if the things that you're procrastinating on, you just don't truly feel like they're aligned with where you want to go? Does that make sense, guys? Can I get some hearts or likes if that makes sense to anybody? Because, I kept saying to myself, I'm not doing these things. I'm not doing these things because I feel like there's like some underlying block there that doesn't work for me. If you truly, truly want to do something, I believe that you would make it happen. And yes, I do believe in the blocks, but I just kept coming up short with the blocks with this one. And the truth is, maybe I don't want to be a Facebook famous coach. And I remember I had hired a business coach, I guess now it's like a little over a year ago. And I remember in one of our sessions, she said to me, well, if you don't do this, you'll never be a high-end coach. It just turned me off so much because I don't want to be a high-end coach. That's not what I want. That's not the goal. And it's really, really easy for, and I'm very, very grateful. Let me just make this clear that the coaching industry is really coming, up and coming, and there's a lot more coaches. And if you would have asked me 4 years ago if the people closest to me were the best coaches, then, I'd be surrounded by them. I wouldn't believe you, but I am. A lot, like my friends going for a health coach. I am friends with a lot of dating coaches. Love coaches, relationship coaches. It's really a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm so happy. It makes me really, really happy that there are so many coaches. But I think a lot of the time it gets a lot of saturation, and you forget what you're really, why you really are doing what you're doing, and why you decided to do what you decided to do. And for me, I ended up taking my life coaching certification because I'll never forget my first coach who really showed me. And you know what? My first coach, by the way, was an intuitive coach, and she was a psychic, and she was a medium. And she was the first person to tell me that I wasn't crazy. And she was the first person to listen to me and offer suggestions as to why I was feeling the way I was feeling. She was very familiar with empaths, so I've been in therapy on and off my whole life without anybody really understanding me. And this was the first time, on our first session, bam, she really got me. And I was like, wow, all I needed was one coach that really understood me from a spirituality perspective, not a psychological perspective. And that's really all I needed. And it was really amazing, and it really blew me away. And that's why I decided to go for my coaching certification after all. And these are the moments that, you know, whatever it is for you to relate to that moment that really made you think, that really pushed you into eventually going for what you truly wanted. Like I said, I feel like I am a coach naturally, as far as being able to see different perspectives, being positive, and being able to hold space for people that need it. I think those are pretty much the top 3 characteristics of a great coach. And lots of empathy. Let's not forget that, right, Erica? I think at the end of the day, I've been so stalled for so long is because I've been following somebody else's plan, and I've been following other people's plan, and I'm not listening, and I'm not aligning with the intuition part of things, because I'm just not, as somebody who teaches about intuition and listens to it a ton, it doesn't necessarily mean in just your personal life. It could be in your business life as well, especially in your business life. Make your own path, you have your why, and you're figuring out the how. Exactly. The how will always change. And that's the other thing too, guys, is really just start. I've rebranded like 1,000 times already, but at least I've started. I wouldn't have it any other way. I know it's a little confusing, and then you have to change, everything all the time, but to match your rebranding. But if you just start, you'll feel better. I'm telling you. And like I said, if your how changes along the way, preach. So used to following societal norms. Totally. Don't be married to the how. Yes, don't be married to the how. Look, it's great to have a plan, totally. But if you need to redirect that plan and do things a little bit differently, that's totally fine. It's going to, the way that is most aligned with your truth is going to be the way that works. But you have to do what's right for you. You don't have to have, you don't have to follow industry leaders. What I do like market research. I'll admit I take my top 5 people that I would want to have their career, and I follow them on YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is, and I watch their work, and I watch what they're doing, and I respect them, and I take the aspects of the things that I like that they're doing, and I write it down, and I pay attention, I write it down, and it's something that marinates for me in my own business. So that's okay too, but just make sure that it resonates, right? Or tweak it to the way that feels good. So, I guess my point is, all procrastination is fear, but really pay attention to the reason behind, why you're not doing the thing that you feel like you should be doing, right? And that's like the key, right? Should. Feel like you should be doing. I feel like I should be posting on Facebook every day. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I'm being pulled to do stuff more offline, more authentic, more in person, more. Maybe I connect more that way. I need to pay attention to what feels good to me, what feels good to my clients. I'll tell you the truth. I've been hired more in person than I have online. So maybe that says something, you have to really pay attention to things like that. So yes, all procrastination is fear, but look at the fear. Look at the fear. Is it intuition based? Is it telling you, I don't want to do this thing because it doesn't feel aligned? Or is it actually, I don't want to do this because I feel like I might look stupid? Really differentiate the two. And, I think, you'll be able to get your answer there. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully. Okay, so, and by the way, I don't just mean if you're a coach, right? It could be anything in life, really, in business and in personal. Mostly I'm talking about business because I think a lot of the times, people think, people give up on, starting their own business or entrepreneurship because it doesn't work out for them. But I think there's 1,000 ways you can make it work for you, and keep going if you know in your hearts of hearts that you're meant to be, doing your own thing. Entrepreneurship is something that's pretty important to me. You know, I come from a background of being in corporate, which just feels icky to me. I'm sure some people like it, but there's just, you know, I'm in Cambodia working. You know, I can go outside at any time. I can take a break. You know, I have a lot of freedom with it. You know, it's something I would have never gotten in corporate, and I appreciate it. And it's something that's important. And, you know I teach a lot about emotional freedom, but I did a live the other day, last week before I got sick, about emotional and physical freedom, right? And because entrepreneurship kind of fits into that, right? Physical freedom, yeah, you have to work a lot. It's not a free-for-all, but it's still, you have a lot more freedom than you would anywhere else. But okay, so I think I talked enough. I'm going to lay down. I'm just being honest. And I will hopefully be on tomorrow. I actually wanted to make an announcement and say that there's a possibility that I'm going to take July off from Facebook Lives for a couple of reasons. I want to concentrate on my health. I want to concentrate on meditation. And I also want to concentrate on building content, as well as I will also be in a hostel, and I won't have a lot of alone time. So it kind of all fits together. You know how I love divine timing. Everything just kind of fits in the way that it should, in the way that it's intended. Sorry, I really need to get that word "should" out of my vocab, for the most part. So that's that. And I will definitely be on tomorrow. I have a lot of downtime to kind of think about, marinate on some topics that we can talk about. But okay, missed you guys. Thank you so much. If any of this resonates with you, please share, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, good night. Yes, thank you. Good night, guys. Bye.